I welcome you all for the second part of the job shop scheduling problem. Actually, this video is the continuation of the previous problem, that is previous job shop scheduling problem, which we discussed in the previous video. The YouTube link of the first part of the job shop scheduling problem is given in the description of this video. So please watch the part 1 and you can watch this. So this is the problem we discussed in the previous video. So we have 3 jobs with 3 machines. We need to schedule these 3 jobs on 3 different machines with a sequence of operations. Now we followed or we have drawn a Gantt chart. Using a Gantt chart, so we scheduled the jobs on the different machines. So this is the Gantt chart. So we got at the end of the first problem. So you have 3 machines 1, 2 and 3 with 3 jobs numbered as J1, J2, J3. So this is the sequence. We need to process these 3 jobs on these 3 different machines. Now in drawing the Gantt chart, we followed SPT as the rule. That is shortest processing time as the rule to draw that one. So we have one more rule is there. It may be LPT, longest processing time, or we can have STPT, shortest total processing time. So in that way we have different rules. But to draw the Gantt chart for the given problem, which we discussed in the last video, so we followed SPT. So keep in mind, SPT, shortest processing time as the rule. So we followed that rule to draw the Gantt chart. Now if the jobs J1, J2 and J3 are given with a due time of 28, 23 and 37 time units respectively, then what will be the tardiness, alieness, make span, total completion time for job 1, 2, 3 and utilization and idleness of the machines 1, 2, 3 will be discussed in this video. So here what is given is the due time for the job 1, 2, 3 is given in terms of some time units 28, 23 and 37 respectively. Now basically Gantt chart is a graphical representation. So using a Gantt chart, so we can find all possible objectives. So that can be evaluated using a Gantt chart. Now in the Gantt chart, after drawing the Gantt chart, so we got the processing time or total completion time of J1 like this. That is, the total completion time of J1 is 32. So we can see here, J1 enters the first machine here. It takes a total processing time of 6. Then it goes to J1. Then it goes to machine 3, where it takes a total processing time of 11. Then it goes to machine 2. So it has to wait because J3 is in progress. Then it takes an additional processing time of 7. So in total, job 1 takes a total completion time of 32. So that is mentioned here. Now if you take J2 similarly, now J2 takes a processing time of 19. It takes a processing time of 90. That is, job 1 first enters machine 3, processing time is 4. Then it goes to machine 2, additional processing time of 5. Then it goes to machine 1, where it has to wait because job 3 is in progress. Then it takes additional processing time of 4. So in total, job 2 takes a total processing time of 90. Now the third job J3. Now if you look at the total completion time of J3, so it is the longest one with 35 time units. So first machine for J3 is M1. First machine for J3 is M1. So where it takes a time of 9, then it goes to second machine M2, another time of 10, then it goes to third one, it takes another time of 10. So in total, job 3 takes a total time or total completion time of 35 time units. So at the end of the Gantt chart problem, what we arrived is completion time of J1 is 32 and that of J2 is 19 and that of J3 is 35. So this is the total completion time given here. So J1 32 time units, J2 19 time units, J3 35 time units. Now the make span is the time unit by which all the 3 jobs are completed in all the 3 machines. So therefore make span is 35 time units. Now if you look at the total completion time, so the total completion time is the summation of time unit required to process all the 3 jobs. So which goes like this: 32 plus 19 plus 35, which is 86 time units. So let me say make span again. So if you go back to the Gantt chart, you can see at 35 time unit, at a time unit of 35, you can see here the processing of all the 3 jobs are completed in all the 3 machines. So in that way, so make span is 35 time units. 35 time units. How make span is defined? So the make span is defined like this. So it is the maximum time taken for the completion of all the jobs in all the machines. Now total completion time is the total time required to complete all the jobs, which is the summation of the completion time of the job 1, 2 and 3. Next we have 2 more parameters named as tardiness and earliness. Tardiness and earliness. What is tardiness? So tardiness is the delay in completing a job against a due date. If a job J1 is given a due date, so we need to complete within the due date. If the completion time exceeds the due date, then it is called as a tardiness in the job. Similarly, what is earliness? If you are able to complete a particular job within the due date, so we can see, or we can say that job is early. So tardiness is delay in completing a job against the given due date, and earliness is it is the time within which a job is completed early against the due date. So after going through the completion time, this is arrived from Gantt chart. So this is the due date given for the 3 different jobs on machines. Now you can see the completion time is 32 for the first job, whereas the due date is 28. Therefore, a tardiness, a delay of 4 for the first job. Now, if you look at the second job, due date is 23, but we are able to complete within 19 time unit based on the Gantt chart. Therefore, the job is early. Therefore, the earliness is 4. Earliness is 4 for the second job. Similarly, if you look at the third job, due date is 37 or due time is 37 time units, whereas we are able to complete the third job by 35 time units. So this job is also early. So therefore, earliness for the second, that is third job, is 2. So first job is delay with a tardiness of 4. Second and the third job are early with a earliness of 4 and 2. Therefore, for the given job shop schedule, let me draw rectangle so that it will be better. Okay. So total tardiness or total early jobs based on the given job shop scheduling is, So we have one tardy job, that is the first job. The second and third job are early, so therefore total early job is 2. Now maximum tardiness. So let us go back to the previous slide, we can say. So we have only one tardy job. Therefore the maximum tardy job is, or tardiness is 4. Similarly, in case of earliness, we have 4 and 2. Therefore maximum earliness is 4. So that's what it is presented here. So total tardy job as 1, total early job 2, maximum tardiness. We have just only one tardiness, therefore that can be taken as a maximum tardiness, which is 4. Similarly, maximum earliness. We have got 2 early job, one with 4, another with 2. Therefore, maximum earliness is 4 here. So, using the Gantt chart, we can also calculate the utilization as well as the idleness of the machines 1, 2, 3. Now, let us go back to the Gantt chart again. Let us go back to Gantt chart again. So, we can see here, machine 1 completes all the jobs by 19 time units. Machine 2 completes all the job by 32 time units. Machine 3 completes all the job by 35 time units. So, 19 here and 32 for machine 2 and 35 for the third machine. So, if you calculate the utilization of machine 1, the total time required to complete, or I can say the make span is 35, because by 35 time units we are able to complete all the 3 jobs. So make span is 35, therefore utilization of machine 1 is 19 by 35, which amounts to 54.28%. Also, we can calculate the idleness of machine 1 as well. So till 35, we are in the process of completing all the jobs in all the machines. But machine 1 completes all the process within 19 time units itself. Therefore, the idle time for machine 1 is 35 minus 16, which is 16, or in terms of percentage it is 45.72, or in terms of percentage it is 45.72. So let me repeat again. 35 is the make span, but by 19 time units, machine 1 completes all the jobs. Therefore, utilization of the machine 1 is 19 by 35, which amounts to 54.28%. If you calculate the idleness, of this, what is idleness? So idleness is 1 minus, or I can say it is 35 minus 19. So 35 is the make span, till 19 it is utilized. Therefore, there is an idle time of 16, or in terms of percentage it is 1 minus 0.5428, so which amounts to 45.72%. Similarly for the second job, so till 32 it is busy in processing all the 3 jobs. Therefore, utilization for the second job is 91.43%, or in terms of idleness it is 8.57%. Now the third one, which is the last among the 3 machines to complete all the jobs, therefore it is fully utilized. Therefore the idle time is 0 for machine 3. Therefore, using a Gantt chart, we can schedule the jobs on machine. Also, we can find the completion time of individual job make span, total completion time. Also we can calculate the tardiness, earliness, utilization and idleness of all the machines. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet in the next video with some other newer content. Thank you.